What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do a look, swatches, and a full review of the MAC Selena Reina collection. MAC was kind enough to send me the full collection, so I'm going to use all of it here on camera today. Whether I actually use it in the final look or not, you will see every product used on camera in one way or another, even if it's just a little quick swatch of one of the shadows. This is what the PR package looks like, and it also came along with a Selena makeup bag that looks like her bra, and I'm living for that. It's very shiny. I don't know if the shininess of this is showing up on camera, but ooh, she's dazzling. I have a sneaking suspicion that this video is going to be very, very long because there are quite a number of products in here. So I'm not gonna waste your damn time, but I would like to take a moment to say, hey, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like on it because it's very helpful and I would really appreciate it. And also, if you're new around here and you're like lurking around, or maybe you were just searching for a review of this Selena collection and you found my video. Hi, I'm Nicole, and I would love it if you would subscribe. Why? Because, I don't know, I mean, who doesn't want to have new subscribers on their channel? It's a good time. I would love to share my makeup thoughts with you. I would love to hear what you think of makeup collections. We have such a nice time chatting in the comments. It would be lovely to have you. To save a little bit of time in this video, I will not be stating all the availability details and the pricing of everything in the video because it literally would just be here all day, and that's like the most boring part of it all. So what I'm going to do is list each and every product in the description down below, and I'll also list all of the availability information that I have as well. And if I forget anything, just yell at me in the comments. But when I say yell at me, I mean like yell at me kindly, because I don't like it when people yell at me for real, you know? And I will be happy to add whatever detail it is that I forgot. I just realized I'm wearing like the entirely wrong genre of music for this video on my shirt, but whatever, I am who I am and I can't change that. Just a little note, I'm not a huge Selena superfan or anything, so if I get any of the names wrong, I apologize in advance. But I will say that when I was a kid, the Selena movie about her life actually had a weirdly large impact on me because I remember watching it and realizing while watching that movie that like people that you love can turn around and betray you, and it blew my little child mind. Like, it was like a whole ass life lesson watching that movie. To be young and innocent again. We're gonna start out with the eyeshadow palette and create this eye look, and then we will swatch each and every one of the lip products. So the Selena Reina collection came in this PR package, and I'm gonna level with you guys. My dumbass spent way too much time trying to figure out where the collection was under this, not realizing that this is just decoration and there's a freaking drawer in it. Like, I'm not even kidding, it took me 5 minutes. But once I did figure it out, this is what the inside of the box looked like. There is a beautiful photo of Selena on here in her iconic rhinestone bra, which is kind of like the theme of this collection. It's like replicated a couple of times throughout the products, which is cool because it's cute as hell. This is the SIENTO Muy Excited palette. It also looks like her bra top on the outside. It's a little bit shinier in person than it's looking on the camera, but it's not rhinestones. The bag is actual rhinestones. This is all part of the packaging. And these are the colors on the inside. I like that there's like actually a little bit of like color in this, but there are also some neutrals. And this one, that one is like a lovely duochrome kind of a deal. I think we're gonna be using a pop of that. We'll see when we get there. We'll see, you just never know. You're just getting itchy wrist. My wrist just got itchy. Is that like one of those things that has a meaning? You know, when people are like, your palms are itchy, you're gonna get money. What does that mean? A few of you guys have asked in recent videos that whatever shadows I don't wind up using in a look, if I could do quick swatches of them. Arm swatches, when I do them on camera, come out absolutely horrific, and I'm not really sure why. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do quick finger swatches of all of the colors in here before we use them so that you guys can see. So that is the first row of shadows. That looks pretty as hell, just like I expected it might. And that is the second row. That red, calling my name. Gonna use it, calling it now, I'm gonna use it. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna use first. I believe that shade is called Live in Concert. MAC does this thing, and it's like, this is a small complaint, but it's a complaint that I have, where they list the names on the back, and it's like cool, but also Not helpful. Makes it very difficult for me to go like, which one is this again? Well, I'm gonna take my BH number 6 brush and I'm gonna start working that color through the crease. It's a nice deep brick shade. MAC recently reformulated their eyeshadows, and I'm curious whether that difference in shadows translates over to the shadows that are in their palettes, or if that's just like a separate formula, because this is reminding me more of the new ones that came out in the Alexa Demi collection than it is their usual eyeshadows, which is a good thing because I like those better. But some people like the original MAC shadows better. So I guess it's just a matter of personal preference and like how you want to apply your eyeshadow. Personally, for me, I want to get like punched in the face with color and then like work to blend it out instead of like working to build it up. But I know there are other people who see that differently. I'm gonna take a clean brush and just blend the edge. A few times you guys have asked me what brush this is. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. I'm gonna grab a MAC 217 brush and I'm gonna go into this rosy shade up here. It's kind of a satin finish. I believe this one is called Captive Heart and it's listed with an F next to it, so I think that means frost. Looks like satin to me though. I'm gonna pack that shade onto the brush and I'm gonna use it across the whole lid. Bringing that right up to the crease, and then I'm gonna grab the same brush I used to put down the red and use that to just blend those two little babies together, which should not be difficult because they look like they should be together. I'm gonna go into a little bit of the darkest shade in here called Los Dinos, and I'm gonna pick that up on a Sigma E36. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that through the crease. Not too much though, because I don't want to darken it a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go through the crease with that, and then I'm gonna go back into the red shade on that BH number 6 and go back over it again because I only want to darken it a little bit. I don't want that to take over the red in the crease. I'm also gonna grab a MAC 266 brush. This is just a little angled brush, and I'm gonna go into that same shade, and I'm gonna use that to make a shadow-based winged eyeliner. Is this gonna work? I don't know, but we're gonna try because I want to. So I'm gonna start by using the shape of that brush to stamp out the bottom shape of a wing. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely dark and pigmented enough to do this. We're gonna be all right. And then the top shape. Should I make it a half liner? I'm gonna put a little bit of that shadow along the inside of the lash line just to line my eyes and give me a place to put some lashes down in a little bit. However, most of the bulk of that is gonna be concentrated on the outside, so it still gives us that. I'm gonna take that Sigma E36 again. I'm just gonna use that to blend the edges of that out and make it a nice soft shadowy wing, because if we're not gonna make it soft, might just well use an eyeliner, you know? I'm gonna dip into that pink dazzle shadow on a MAC 219 pencil brush, and I'm gonna use that to highlight and really just take over the whole inner corner of this look. I want it to be one of those like pops on the inner corner with a wing type of looks. Oh, by the way, I also concealed under my eyes and put down some powder so that we were ready to work on the underside, because I want this to like hook under and be on the bottom too. So I'm gonna pop that right on the inner corner first and then start to blend it out. I'm gonna grab a MAC 221 and I'm gonna go back into the red shade and just bring a little bit of that back into the crease area to blend that pink in, because I don't want the pink to take over the depth that we created there. I just want them to kind of mesh together a little bit. I'm just gonna clean it off, and then I am going to go into this first shade here, which is called Te Amo. I'm gonna use that to just dust under the lower lashes and connect up into the wing. Now the wing is definitely very blendy. I don't believe there are any eye pencils in this collection. No, can confirm there are not. So I'm gonna grab my Benefit Roller Eye Bright and I'm just gonna use that to brighten up the waterline. I have my lashes sitting with the glue drying on them, so I figured it'd be a good time right now to come on here, brush away this powder, and try the Extra Dimension skin finish that came in this collection. This is this shade La Leyenda. It has a rose pressed in it. It's super cute how all the little mirror covers in here have a picture of Selena on it. So they specifically said in the copy that they sent with this collection that this is meant to complement any skin tone, which is questionable to me because this looks like it's gonna be a little too dark for me, but we'll see when it's on the skin. I won't judge until I actually apply it. So picking that up on a Nabla highlight brush. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not too dark at all, actually. But I find that in general, the extra dimension skin finishes are not like super, super blinding highlights. Sometimes that's a good thing. Some days, I don't want my highlight to be blinding. Those days are rare, but they do occur. That is what the highlight looks like swatched on my finger, in case you guys are curious about that too. And it seems to have a nice finish on my skin. I don't feel like it's emphasizing my pores a ton. I mean, I have pores. I have them. I'm a human. Any amount of shininess is obviously going to emphasize your texture just a little bit, not especially emphasizing it, which is good. And I brought it like probably a little bit too far into the center. I tossed on House of Lash's Iconic Lights, and I also finished up my skin, and I took those little clippies out of my hair. I have a bit of bad news. Barbara's here. There she is. Welcome, Barbara. For those of you uninitiated, Barbara is the fucking goblin who lives in my inner corner, makes it water, and ruins the makeup looks here on this channel. For the next little bunch of clips, you may notice that my inner corner is a little bit patchy. Please try to ignore it, and I'll try to do what I can to fix it. We'll work together on this. You know, like I said, I'm a human. These things happen. Outside of that, I actually really like the way this makeup look turned out, and I hope that I can patch it up because I'm enjoying wearing it. So the rest of the products are all lip products, and I'm just going to swatch them for you guys on my lips. Once I go through all of them, I will choose a couple that I think will go together well for this look, and I will put them on, and then the look will be complete. And at that point, we get to talk about what I think about this collection. There are about 12 lip products to go through, and it does appear that I do have all of them here. So I'm going to swatch each and every one of them, and let's get into it because that's gonna take a minute.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
So in the end, to finish up the look, the lip that I wound up going with was the lip pencil in ENTR a MUNDO, a little bit of the Selena VIVE lipstick in the middle, and in the center I put a little bit of the gloss in the color The Washing Machine just to give it a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more juiciness in life. And so this is the finished look, and now we can have a little bit of a chat about what I think about this collection. So we'll start with the palette since that's where we started in this makeup. Honestly, this is one of my favorite MAC palettes that has come out in like a celebrity inspired collection. I think the assortment of colors is very nice. I actually wound up really liking this rosy shade here, even though I don't always like frosty lid colors. I think this one works. It sits nicely and I didn't feel like it emphasizes the crepey texture of my lid. Generally, I always like the dazzle shadows, and I found that the mattes in here were especially good. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's the new formula that MAC came out with that's in here, But if I had to guess, I would say that it probably is because it reminds me a lot of those shadows that I used in that video. The Extra Dimension Skin Finish, I don't think it's anything incredibly spectacular, but the way that it's packaged is very pretty. I think that it sits nicely on the skin. It definitely does work on my skin tone, even though I thought that it might be a little bit dark for what it looked like in the pan. And they do specify that it is meant to cover a lot of people's skin tone, so hopefully that's the case. Obviously, it's hard to confirm that when I'm only using it on myself, but so far, so good. That's one of those products in here, though, that for me, it's not something that would particularly catch my eye, but if you like the packaging and you're in need of a new highlight that's not like a super blinding type of a highlight, I think you like it. As far as the lip products, I think we are probably all aware of what MAC lip product formulas are like. As far as the pencils, I really like the shades. I was a little bit surprised at how pink Selenaville is. It didn't look like it was going to be that pink from the little indicator on the back here, but it was definitely more of a pink red shade. What I will say is, if you're not familiar with MAC lip liners are not the creamiest in the world, but for some reason I love them. Like, I always find myself gravitating toward MAC lip liners over most of my other lip liners, even though they're a little bit of a harder formula. There's something about them that just, I don't know, I feel like it makes my lips look more sculpted, and I'm not even exactly sure why that is. I think that maybe it has to do with the harder formula giving you a little bit more precision, but if you are expecting to use it over your whole lip, I do think it makes it more difficult for you to use it over your whole lip. So if that's like the way that you use lip liner, maybe keep that in mind, because it's not like the slippiest formula. It is very, very classic pencil-like, if that makes sense. Next, we swatched the liquid lipsticks. It's been a long time since I used the MAC liquid matte lipsticks, and I have to say, I forgot that I kind of really like these. Personally, the pink one, which is the shade Dame un Beso, this one is not something that I would reach for. But if you like pink shades, it went on really smooth. I didn't have any issues with application, and these don't really feel like they're super drying on the lips, which I, for some reason, was surprised. In my mind, I started thinking that maybe these were on the drier side. I remember these feeling like more matte when they dry down than these do. And to be honest, I like these better than I remembered. The other two shades, however, I actually really like the color of. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that the shade Siempre Selena reminds me a little bit, hold on to your socks, of Fenty Uncensored. I know, just the color though. The formula is very different, the applicator is very different, but the type of red that it is, I'm gonna actually put them right together so you can see right next to each other. They're very similar, and if you have been paying attention at all on this channel, I love this shade. I wear this, if I'm wearing a red lip, it's usually this. Big Bertha, very 90s, very grayish, and personally, I love that. I would not necessarily pair it with this look. As far as the bullet lipsticks are concerned, I am not having a moment where I'm into super frosty lipsticks right now. So the more glittery, frosty shades in here, probably not something that I'm going to be reaching for on a regular basis. But the Selena Vive Cream Sheen, which is the one I'm wearing in the center of my lips right now, beautiful, and I could definitely see this becoming one of my purse shades because it's just easy to pair with things. Reina, which is one of the amplified cream lipsticks, which is another formula from MAC that I'm a big fan of. This shade, I also could see myself using it a lot, but again, not necessarily with this eye look. I would probably pair it with something more neutral, or like even maybe just a very simple plain winged eyeliner. As far as the other shades, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just not for me. So if you saw the swatch and you thought it was pretty, more power to you. It's just not the one that I would personally find myself reaching for. And finally, the lip gloss. It is the typical MAC lip gloss formula. The shade Bidi Bidi Bum Bum. This one is a lot more frosty than I expected it to be when I applied it. I was like, ooh, that is very, very frosty. It's a pretty shade, but I don't know if I would use it over my whole lip. I think that I would probably choose to use this more like in the center to like create a little bit of a pop and some pout over another lipstick or a liner. The other two shades, Hey Dad Pizza and the Washing Machine, I could definitely see myself using these just by themselves. This one in particular is like a nice like warm glowy color. I thought this was going to be really frosty too, but it's actually a really nice like semi-pink gold shift. It's got like a little bit of a duochromatic effect to it, and it's a lot more subtle, so I could see myself using this on its own just to like throw on a gloss. Those are my thoughts on this collection. I hope that you found the swatches helpful. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the eyeshadow palette in action. Personally, I think everything performed really well. There were no major duds in here. If you're a super, super huge fan of Selena, do you think that this is really representative of her style? Do you think that they could have done better? I'm not like a mega fan or anything, so I'll leave that up to you guys who are. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it because it's very helpful to me. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here because I would love to have you around for more videos. If you have not yet followed me over on Instagram, I would love to have you over there as well because I keep my stories updated all the time and I think it's a really good way for us to keep in touch. And I also post some fun stuff over there sometimes and things, you know, we could get to know each other a little bit more than you would here on YouTube where it's like limited to just videos, you know? Even though YouTube does have stories and like I literally forget they exist all the time. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to hang out with me and talk about makeup, and I will see you in the next one.